So hello. Woo-wee, look at me go. This is my first attempt at making a speed art talk over. I recently bought an iPad Pro so I could start a YouTube channel and I could make these videos and I could entertain you with my witty, wonderful things to say. Except for the iPad Pro, you can't use your earbuds with. I have no way to plug in headphones. I don't have any wireless headphones. And so there's my dilemma. So we're going to give this a try, see how it works. You're going to hear random things in the background. And I apologize. Like I said, I'm just getting started. And I recorded this because I had gotten new Posco pens, however you say it. And I was really wanted to try them out. And this was probably a couple months ago, so I was trying different very simple landscape for a mural that I was planning on doing, and I was just like, this is my art journal, so my art journal is very multimedia, and I use it to learn new mediums and just not care, I guess. See the big rip in the page over there above the bird's head? So this was it's actually a planner that I'm using is the book. It's like a planner I found at Goodwill for 50 cents. And I just glue pages together till I feel like they're thick enough. And I didn't wait for the glue to dry, and then I touched it. But that's the kind of stuff that happens in my art journal. But I just love it anyways. And I wasn't feeling good this day. I just wanted to sit back and color, kind of. And if you've ever used Posca pens, they're very satisfying. They're very opaque, and the coverage is really cool, and it just glides on so smoothly. And you're just like, oh, it's so relaxing. So, you remember when you were a kid and you sat down and colored, and sometimes just the way the crayons felt on certain paper would be very satisfying? That's how the Posca pens were me in this day when I was doing this, because it was very satisfying. It made me feel better. I think I sneezed through this entire video, and if you can see, it's kind of wobbly, which I think is fantastic. Actually, that should just be my thing. But I didn't have a stand for my camera, so I actually pinned a box, like an Amazon box, to my wall above my desk and cut a hole in it so it could hold my phone, which is, I think, pretty ingenious, actually. But every time I would sneeze and stuff, my desk would kind of make everything shake. Oh, yay. So we get this a little bit of cool wobble aesthetic. I bet there's not a filter like that. Yeah, I remember just trying to figure out. I actually had the Posca pens that I bought. I had some Montana markers, some very fine tip Montelos, excuse me, and then I had some Sharpie, all paint. Oh, and then some cheap ones I got from Target, for $1 or something. And I think that's one of the ones I got from Target, that brown or whatever. And I just wanted to see the difference between them. And I have to say that the ones that I got from Target for $1 actually worked better than the Sharpie ones. I think all in all, at the end of this drawing, I realized that I'll never buy another Sharpie paint pen as long as I live. They're the worst of the worst for me. In my experience, they're the worst of the worst. The Montelos, I wasn't very impressed with either. I wasn't impressed with their opaqueness or anything. See, I can't get that yellow to stand out. But this, I think I moved to the Montana. I got a huge, thick tip Montana's paint markers. And I have to say, I love Montana markers. But when I use them on like very, very large pieces of work, like murals and stuff, like for finishing work, those things just never disappoint me, ever. So I'm hoping the Posca have similar experience, but on a smaller scale, because I don't know, everyone seems to like them a lot, and like I said, they're super satisfying. I felt so nice drawing this picture, like comfy and like, yay. Made me feel so better when I was sick. So I'm just trying to see if they blend, how they blend. Are they streaky? How opaque are they? Like, what can I get away with? What colors go over what color is the best? Oh, I just loved her socks too. That made me happy. It's making me happy again watching that. Oh, look at me go. Something about socks. I just think they're cool. Like, there's nothing in the world better to me than like a brand new pair of socks. And I like the way they look. And I like the way they feel. And I really like how my character here looks good in socks. So the mural I'm doing has a lot of these elements in it, and the background is going to be very similar. Very different characters, very much more the mural is, but I just really liked how the background was kind of it's very simple, so it doesn't take away from the characters. And on a mural I have such large spaces to fill, but you have to make them interesting. So, and you don't want to have to mix a lot of colors either. You want to kind of keep your color palette somewhat simple, because otherwise it's out of control, constantly mixing. And then you never quite mix the same two, right, you know, or the same. There's no right and wrong, but they're never quite the same, which adds a lot of interest to your mural, it really does. But I just kind of liked how the rolling hills in the background were all tangly, and they almost look like they're separate than the character, and I've like enjoyed that too. I think I'm going to go ahead and post this because it's my first one. I mean, the art's not that great. Video quality, I see a lot of things I could probably do a little bit different. Like, I'm a book spinner, apparently. I just spin that baby. Like, are you guys all getting dizzy? Ooh, I just spin it around. So I'll have to have somewhat of a camera setup that can handle my my spinning. Look at me paint. Oh yeah, you can't because it's not on camera. Oh, there I am again. Spin it again. Yep. Oh, see what I did? Nope. I can. I don't even know what I was doing over there. Oh, never mind the big tear in the paper. Just keep going. I just leave the sketches in the background and everything. Like, you can see all the pencil work in the background of things, possibilities that this painting could have been. And that's what I think I like about my art journals, is I can go back through. You can see your whole process. You can see what, like, your stages and what you were thinking. It's kind of like a sketchbook, except for, I guess I just use a lot of mediums in my art journals. Like, I've used nail polish and like eyeliner, like just whatever I get my hands on. Like, if I don't have art supplies, I'm like, everything is an art supply. And I just go to town in these art journals and just do whatever. And they're very freeing and they're very fun and they're very satisfying. But I'm not like gonna ever try to sell this art or anything. They're like 100% for me. My sketchbooks, on the other hand, I also use for like learning different mediums and stuff, but it's I try to do more like I do like studies. I try to be a little bit more serious, but I still will like swatch things out in there, and I will just try to dream stuff up, or like I'll paint like an entire page of like all the different ways I can think of drawing an ant, and really try to like get my from memory artistic ability up, because I find like I look at reference a lot, which is not bad, which is great. Looking at reference, I'm not knocking it, but I feel like sometimes my end drawing is just like an accumulation of reference. And how much of that came from my imagination? Well, none of it did. I took a lot of different pieces of photos and reference in real life and then squished them all into this one creation, which is art, which is great. But sometimes I just want to be able to pull directly from my mind and like how I remember things looking, or how they just come out through my hand in a certain way. And I feel like you get to know yourself a lot that way. So I do these studies where I just draw the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know. I'm just rambling, but I feel like sometimes you can come up with the more unique drawings when they just flow out. But they're not always good, because you don't know really how to draw everything, or you don't always have perspectives right and stuff like that. So I bought this iPad Pro, which I'll go back to that because I wanted to learn how to do digital art, or actually just try and play and maybe do sketches on the iPad. So maybe when I do just like pull random stuff out of my head, after I look back and the perspectives aren't right and stuff, it'd be easy to change than having to like start over or erase an entire piece. And you know what I mean with that traditional sketchbook thing. I feel like maybe I'll have more options of being creative. That is. So I have my art journal where I'm just 100% creative, and I'm really just playing like, this is really just like me being a kid play, like getting lost in that playfulness of it. And that's what my art journals are. But I try to take my sketchbooks a little bit more seriously and try to learn skills, try to up my skills. Well, you guys, this is me. My name's Heather. I go by Lady Hess. This is my first real talk over art video, and I'm just going to keep working at it until I can start maybe doing some very quality products or videos, with some more entertainment value. Than, I don't know, this is kind of great though. I'm kind of loving it. So if you're loving it, then yeah, follow me, hit the like button and subscribe, and let's get to know each other. Oh, there it is. I think it's done. Ooh, there it is wobbling. It's finished now. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you later.